Commission understands what I'm saying in the spirit that I'm saying it. Thank you.
Can I just address the first one so that we can be more detailed in what you're saying? Your evidence was that you went from the airport to Orlando on your own. What you're telling the Commission today is that you met witness G just before you went to Orlando.
Yes.
Okay, correct? To the Orlando police station?
Yes, ma'am.
And in fact, if we are more detailed about it, it was in a maroon Mercedes-Benz Vito that you went with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was it just the two of you?
There was another person with him, ma'am.
And that person was also from crime intelligence?
I do not know.
Okay.
I was under the impression at the time that he worked at Orlando police station. I did not know that the man was from crime intelligence. But when I give you further information later, then you will understand that I now understand that this is a really wide net. But we'll get to that.
Yes, thank you.
Can you just, what happened to your Uber? Because I had understood from yesterday's testimony that you Ubered from the airport to the Orlando police station. What happened to your Uber if you met people at a tire shop and you used the Mercedes-Benz vehicle to go to the Orlando police station?
I asked the Uber to redirect Commissioner Kumalo.
Thank you.
Okay. And then on the second issue about General Centule, I know you showed me the clip from her ad hoc testimony. The point that you want to now make is that your stance that General Jacobs had interfered with your dockets comes from General Centimule's evidence before ad hoc.
It was my opinion at the time that the dockets were in Pretoria unlawfully. I've never ever spoken to General Centimule, so when she said that at the ad hoc, I felt vindicated because she is in actual fact the custodian of dockets as far as I know. And her testimony, it gave me credibility. So I'm just trying to explain. I'm not trying to argue with you or the commissioners. I'm just trying to put you in the picture as to where my head was and where my opinion is. So if General Centimule is wrong, then I will accept that. But that is what was said. And that is where I felt vindicated, which is why I walked into this room with such a strong opinion of that issue.
Okay, but now that we have gone through the timeline regarding your complaint to the minister and what happened from the 1st of November, do you accept that General Jacobs was entitled to have the dockets with him because he had been mandated to investigate from the minister's office?
Yes, ma'am. To respond to that, General Jacobs was fully within his right to investigate, but according to the general, not to confiscate the dockets. She uses a very strong word in there, and I'm not saying that that is the case. I'm just saying that my understanding is that General Jacobs should have had access to the dockets, but the dockets should not have been moved.
The original shouldn't have been with him,
Yes,
so he should have had copies or something.
That is my understanding.
Okay.
Maybe for purposes of our record, you should set out what it is that General Centumule said.
I'll just ask Ms. Poet to find the recording for me, and then we'll do it. You said...
I can request it quickly. I think I can get it a bit quicker, if the person is online.
It's a clip that you had showed me yesterday, so if you can just maybe forward that clip, yeah. So we'll deal with it later. Thank you. Then if we can short circuit another issue, it's a minor issue, but we're going through it one by one because, like I say, we have come to some compromise on certain things. Is that correct, Mr. Adams?
That is 100% correct, ma'am.
Okay. The other issue is...
Just before you start,
yes.
The statement that you required, I've received it, but I don't know how to send it to you. Can I hand you the phone?
No, we can... can you WhatsApp it to one of the attorneys?
I have nobody's numbers.
Okay. We'll arrange for it.
Thank you. Sorry.
That is regarding his case against the IDAC officials.
Thank you. Excuse me, commissioners.
I think it is insofar as you will recall, and we do need to address it, although you and I have discussed it, but we do need to address it in public. It's the issue of the recording of Ms. Ramsamy's, the consultation that was held on the 6th of January 2025. You confirmed that you've listened to the entire recording. You have given us certain clippings that you had wanted to play. You're not married to the idea necessarily of playing it, but it's on condition that should there be something that I wish to play and you then would want to play a clipping as well.
I'm actually asking the Commission, after consulting with my attorneys last night, that we will be reporting Ms. Ramsamy to the LPC and also be laying criminal charges against her, that we do that. My request is that from my side, we do not play the recording, because we will be asking for it lawfully, because we're going to pursue that. But I want to just correct myself in that it was not Advocate Ramsamy that introduced herself as advocate. She was introduced to me as advocate by Chief Investigator Perumel. So I got that little fact mixed up, and I asked the Commission to understand it was almost 2 years ago.
Insofar as that is concerned, but insofar as the arrangement that we had regarding the recording, you confirm that you've listened to the full 2.5 hours.
I have, ma'am.
Yes. And then there are aspects that you had given us, certain sections that you asked to have played. Do you still want those to be played, or is it?
No, ma'am. The 4 or 5 points I asked for, we will play it in court. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And of course, that doesn't mean that the Commission's evidence leaders won't play what they wanted to, but it may very well be that in engaging with you, you will accept what I'm putting to you, having now heard the recording, and we won't necessarily have to play the recording to corroborate what I...
100%.
Thank you. Then, Chair, the question that you had asked about the Section 27 affidavit. Mr. Adams was given access to the hard copy files yesterday afternoon. He's had a look at what we know as being file 2, page 512 to 516. And I think he wants to address you on that. Shall we go to 512 to 516?
Which file is that again, Advocate?
File 2. Yes, it's the IDAC file. 512 to 516.
I have it, Advocate.
Okay, so you've had an opportunity now to have a look at this document, which on page, if we go to page 516, there's a signature there,
Yes, Advocate.
and you'll see that your surname is spelled incorrectly. Do you see that ADM?
Yes,
Yeah.
Advocate.
And the Commissioner of Oaths is Felicia Solomons,
That
which you
is
had
her.
mentioned yesterday, is a councillor that you are familiar with, you're friendly with.
Yes, Advocate.
Okay. Now, do you want to address the commissioners on this 512 to 516, your signature, whether that is your signature, and the document itself?
Advocate, these appear to be my signatures, but I cannot believe that I did not mention the PKTT in my Section 27. This is one of the reasons why I went to open the case, the statement of which I gave you. I have the case number. I haven't supplied you with that yet. I have the case number right here. This is very concerning. And just to save time also, I have laid a case against Chief
Mr.
Investigator.
Adams, I get it, but let's take it step by step, because I know there's other things that we've spoken about that you also want to address in order to place your full version before the Commission on certain other affidavits. Let's just deal with this Section 27. You say you would have mentioned the PK, the one that you prepared, because you prepared the Section 27 affidavit, that was your evidence, and you only prepared one.
I only prepared one.
Okay.
I mean, I was busy with it. I printed one. I wasn't happy with it. I did it again. But I only gave them one. The other one wasn't even signed.
And it was Mr. Perumal.
It was Mr. Perumal.
And the one that you gave to Mr. Perumal, you are convinced had reference to the PKTT and the forklift expressly?
Ma'am, if you listen to my testimony, I was explicit about the forklift. So I don't understand how it's not in here, because I put it in here.
Okay. And you only handed one affidavit to Mr. Perumal in November of 2024?
Only the one affidavit, but in the envelope, there was the minister's email.
And that email is the letter that we looked at yesterday. You're saying it's an email? Was it an email or was it a letter? What are you referring to?
I'm dear my car right now, because as you can see, I mean, even in my section 27.
No need for ons ook deur mekaar.
No, I'm saying
Go to page 57 of file 2, your file 2.
Oh, just a minute. You said you were explicit about the forklift, and you were explicit about PKTT as well, weren't you?
Yes, Commissioner.
Right.
Excuse me for what I'm about to say.
Yes.
I'm starting to feel like a madman with what these people are saying about my paperwork. That, if you understand, because it's been a while ago, but I know I put that in there. I know, and that is why when Ms. Ramsamy mentions it, I'm agreeing with her on that. With everything else I disagree, I agree with her on that.
Thank you.
Page?
If you go to your annexures, file 2,
Thank you, brother. Yes, ma'am.
so page 57,
I am on 57.
these are the, I think it's actually page 58. So there's this email that you sent to the minister.
Yes, ma'am.
Page 58. You will just, so you recall that there's this email that you sent to the minister?
I do, ma'am.
Then you told us about an email that, the letter from the minister, which comes on the 11th, dated the 11th. That's in file 9B. So you can take file 9B, page 4004.
Excuse me, just 1 second. I'm not saying it there. 400.
4004, 9B.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the letter that we dealt with yesterday from the minister's office, dated 11/11/2024.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you keep referring to an email, and we understand that to be a covering email, which you said you would share it with us. You still haven't, but we can deal with that. So are you saying that email was in there with this letter, or was it just the letter?
The email was in there. I printed the email.
Okay, not this letter.
No, not this letter.
But you've seen this letter before we dealt with it yesterday.
Yes, I think I've seen this letter before.
Okay. Now, do you have access to that email now?
Ma'am, what I can do, and I can promise the commission this, that as soon as I get to Cape Town, I'll take my laptop to Parliament. I'll print and I'll send you the email, because again, I was asking Sakina this morning, do we have a copy? They said no, but as you and again, it's me and this laptop, but I can have it. I can submit this. I have that email. I do have that email.
And what did that email say? That was on the 11th of was it also the 11th of November?
Yes.
The day after you sent the email to Mr. Nkabinde.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did that email say?
The email essentially said that this matter has been referred to the IDAC.
Okay. So basically what's set out in this letter.
Essentially, ma'am.
Okay. And it was addressed to you?
It was.
So it said, Dear Honorable Adams.
It was addressed to me.
Okay. And it said this matter is now being, your case dockets, this matter is being referred
Essentially, it
to?
says this matter has now been referred to the IDAC for investigation.
Okay.
Something like that.
And you had included that email together with your section 27 when you gave the envelope to Mr. Perumal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can I put this file away?
Yes, you can put 9B away.
What about us, Ms. Nube?
9B you can put away. I just wanted to show him the letter to establish whether that was what was in his envelope.
What page do you want me now?
I think Commissioner Baloy wanted to ask you something.
You say you will look through your computer to find that email. The affidavit that you say must contain the forklift complaint and the PKTT complaint. Did you type that on your computer?
On my computer, on my desktop, yes.
Okay. Can you check that as well, whether you don't have a copy of that affidavit?
I can check if I saved it. I could possibly have saved it, Commissioner.
Yeah, I would expect you would have saved it.
I
because
will check.
It was an important document.
I will check.
Okay. Even if it's unsigned. That's
It wouldn't be signed, but
Yes.
if you understand what I'm saying, Commissioner Baloy, it's a referral letter that I'm typing and I'm handing over, and I'm thinking that's the end of it, and then
Yeah.
all of this comes out, so.
all right.
Can you please help us understand? You typed it in your laptop,
No, on my desktop,
on your desktop,
Yes, sir.
on your own.
on my own.
You then printed it. And then you went across the hall to Ms. Solomon's.
No. I'm struggling with that. Sorry, Commissioner, finish first, sorry.
No, I'm trying to understand because at the end of the last page, Ms. Solomon's put her stamp there and she commissions the affidavit. So I'm trying to understand whether you went to her with the print document and you signed in her presence. Is that what happened?
I had printed it at my house,
Yes.
and then I either went to my office or to her house. I'm unsure of where it was.
Okay. But you were in her presence?
Yes,
And you signed in her presence and she stamped it?
yes, Commissioner.
Okay, we'll get to whether it's this one or a different one. I will leave it there for now because I will allow Ms. Ngube to continue with her questions.
So on 512 now, file 2, that's where the affidavit starts.
The way file 2 as well.
File 2, I'm busy with file 2 now, 512. Oh, he's file 2, yes, you can put his file 2. Do you have IDAC file 2, exhibit? Not
IDAC
your
file 2.
annexures, yeah. Page 512.
512.
That's the section 27 affidavit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you say you typed this affidavit, or what you think is this affidavit, except that you say there was definitely PKTT and forklift mentioned in that affidavit that you typed and signed.
Commissioners, it is unthinkable for me that I would not have put that. It is in there. It is unthinkable. There's many things I have not been sure of because of time lapses. That's not one of them. I'm convinced it was in there.
Now, when we look at the initials on 512, FS, and then there's a signature
Look, I
there.
can't speak for her, but that is my signature.
On each page, so 512, 513, 514, 515, and then the last page, 516.
That is my signature.
Okay. And do you recall how many pages yours was? Was it this many pages?
I did not count, and I'd hate to guess because if I'm one page out, but at this, I didn't count the pages. I did not.
Because I'm looking at the formatting and all of that of this affidavit compared to what you submitted to us, your 64-pager. This is a very formal, it's aligned, it's very different to what you submitted to us on your 64-pager. Do you accept that?
I accept that.
Okay. And you saying nobody assisted you with the formatting or anything. You want us to believe that you did this formatting?
I had days with this. I had what felt like hours with that, if you understand what I'm saying. If I had more time to prepare for this commission, my submission to this committee would have looked very different.
Okay. So when you say you had days with it, when did you, because you get the email from Mr. Nkabinde on the 11th, when do you start with the affidavit? When do you speak to Mr. Perumal?
I spoke to Mr. Perumal, I think it was 2 days later. So when I say days, it's not that I had a week. It is in actual fact that I wasn't pressured with my submission. I was under extreme pressure. I had to find annexures. I had to look for dates that I couldn't find. I had to backtrack. I had to think of things. I put things in my affidavit that I took out afterwards because it was totally wrong. The pressures were different, ma'am.
And it's a 5-pager compared to a 64-pager, I
Yes,
guess.
ma'am.
Yeah. And
Do you have any preferred font type, Mr. Adams?
I normally open the laptop and whoever worked last on it, that's the font type I'll use, Commissioner.
Okay, okay.
okay. Now,
Not the laptop, sorry, the desktop, sorry.
the heading, referral to IDAC for investigation in terms of Section 27 of the NPA Act, capture of the Crime Intelligence Division by senior police officers, that is yours. You drafted it. You knew it was Section 27. They told you it's a Section 27.
When I was discussing the Section 27 with Mr. Perumal, I was taking notes because I didn't know what a Section 27 was. When I asked him, he said, look, it is like an affidavit, right? You put your evidence on, but on top you make sure that you say referral to IDAC via Section 27. He said, make sure you say that.
Okay. So if you had, and we'll go through the affidavit again, if you had the affidavit ready for him, what was the purpose of having the meeting in Cape Town? And was it on the 21st of November? When was it?
Ma'am, you know, like I say, I'm terrible with dates, and it's actually in my affidavit at the beginning that my date and timekeeping is terrible. So if you say it's the 21st, I'll accept it as the 21st.
I'm not saying it's the 21st. I'm looking at the date of your affidavit.
Of the affidavit.
Yes, so the date of the affidavit is 21 November 2024. When would you have met Mr. Perumal? Because you said you had the affidavit ready.
I'll tell you now.
And that would have been in November.
I'll tell you now, if you give me. Oh, can I confirm? I can confirm.
That's fine, you can confirm it later, but it would have been in November.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and it would have been after you've prepared the affidavit, because you say when you met him, you handed him the envelope, and that was the first time you met him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But you had discussions about what needed to be in the affidavit and
Yes,
all
ma'am.
of that. So you meet with him. I know you said City Lodge or something like that. Advocate Ms. Ramsamy said that Mr. Perumal had complained to her when they went in January to say that there were limited hotels available in Cape Town, and he was upset that they had to meet a Member of Parliament at a Formula One. You say it was a City Lodge. Was it Formula One or City
No,
Lodge?
I don't think it was Formula One. I think he's wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me put it to you like this. If I'm wrong, it's the hotel right opposite the airport.
Okay.
But I don't think that's a Formula One.
Yes.
I'm convinced that's a City Lodge.
Okay, it's immaterial. I just want to make sure that we're talking about the same consultation. So you met him at the hotel?
At the hotel.
And he's with Mr. Pariachi?
We were sitting down. Mr. Pariachi walked over. He introduced himself to me. And I think he had someone else, but I didn't watch him because I was busy with Mr. Perumal, but he wasn't part of the meeting.
Okay. And you then, what is the purpose of the meeting if you have the affidavit ready? What's going to happen?
What happened was, as I was speaking to Mr. Perumal, he said to me, we'll be in town soon. So what you can do is you can give me a little of the background of what you have, and you can give me the 27 referral. And that is what happened.
Did he say why they wouldn't be assisting you with the 27 referral? Did they say it needed to come from you without their assistance, or what was the...
There was no mention of the assistance at all. All he said is we can't touch it without the Section 27.
Okay, we can't touch it without the Section 27, okay. And so you then give him the envelope. How long is the meeting?
It was less than an hour, maybe 40 minutes.
Okay, so not a lengthy...
No.
Okay, and what are you discussing?
I'm telling him about the forklift, and I'm telling him about Major General Madondo's security clearance. And I'm also telling him about other things that I've heard, and I'll try to get evidence of it, but unfortunately didn't. Or in this case, as I said here, fortunately didn't. And that was the nature of the investigation. And after I left, I was actually stupid about it, because I asked myself, you didn't even ask to see his ID, as in easy IDAC, but you've given him the referral. But when I met him at the NPA buildings, I realized, okay, it's kosher.
That would have been in January.
The second meeting?
Yeah,
Second, yeah, that.
okay. So can we just go through the, I know it might be a difficult exercise because we're talking about you did this in November 2024, but let's try. So we are on page 512, paragraph 1. What you say in paragraph 1, that is all you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then we have paragraph 2, it's where you're referring to SAP's crime intelligence is in jeopardy, and you mention your growing concern that the head of crime intelligence, who is General Kumalo, Lushaba, Madondo, and other crime intelligence officers were busy with the systemic capture of the crime intelligence division. That was part of your affidavit?
I've even said that in Parliament already.
Okay. Then paragraph 3, my suspicion about General Kumalo and others became more clearer when I found an envelope pushed under my office door at Parliament which contained some crime intelligence procurement documents using secret funds of crime intelligence and vetting documents. Do you remember phrasing it this way?
That is me, ma'am. This is me.
Okay. Now, we know this reference to crime intelligence procurement documents. Are you referring to the forklift?
The
Yeah.
forklift.
Okay. But you say you would have mentioned forklift itself.